cold calling rules that you need to abide by to be able to make your cold calls great, to be able to make your cold calls even better than the others out there. Number one is immediacy. Have you ever done this where you told yourself you're going to make a phone call, you're going to go visit someone, you're going to say something to someone, and then all of a sudden you don't do it, and then you'll say, I'll do it later on, I have time. So immediacy is the most important thing. So you need to be able to make sure the moment you decide that you're making cold calls, set aside time for that particular time of the day and make those cold calls right there and then. Don't start telling yourself, I will go ahead and do this later. So you should have a time. Let's say, for example, I'm going to make phone calls between the hours of 10 to the hours of 11:30 in the morning. Then I'm going to make phone calls between the hours of 3 to the hours of 4. Okay? Set aside the time, and when those times come up, set it in your alarm. When it alarms, start making phone calls. Within 15 seconds, if you don't do what you're thinking, most likely you will never do it, or you will postpone it. And that's how procrastination works. Rule number 2, be persistent. Okay, most marketers, most sales reps are making 1 or 2 calls per lead before giving up. Okay, so be persistent. Just because you don't get that appointment that first time you called, remember, it's not just a failure, it's gathering information. So when you get that person on the line, find out who they are, make a profile of every company that you call. You need to be able to have your CRM, put in your CRM so that you know when you called them last. You can make a follow-up, okay? You don't have to do things by writing things in pieces of paper no more. This is where we teach people to be able to make sure to take advantage of the different solutions out there, of the different apps out there. Be persistent, okay? Most people will not even try to call the second time if they failed the first time. So let them fail. Don't let yourself fail. Typically, it will take us between 3 or 4 calls before we even get an appointment for everyone. For most people that I know who are great at marketing, their conversion rates of phone calls to be able to get an appointment is somewhere around between 20 to about 25% for the first time. For the first time that they actually call someone. Okay? So now, what you want to do is you want to follow up the second time. Now you have a name. Alright? It makes it easier for you. But the thing is, if you don't get that, are you going to follow up the third time? Most of the time you'll say no. He already said no. He doesn't want to meet with me. He already made the excuse that he doesn't have time. No, that's just an excuse. Call again. Maybe the person you're speaking to just had a bad experience the call before you did. Are you going to follow up the 4th time? Are you going to follow up the 5th time? Are you going to follow up the 6th time? Okay? You need to be persistent. And if you're dealing with nursing homes and you're dealing with hospitals, it's going to take a lot of time and effort. So you're going to be making more phone calls. You're going to keep on making these phone calls on these companies. Okay? So be persistent at what you're doing to be able to get that.